Do you ever wonder where your money disappears every month? Or feel that no matter how much you earn, it's just never enough? The truth is, without a plan, money slips through our fingers like sand. We tell ourselves, it's just a coffee, or I deserve this new outfit. But those small expenses add up, leaving us with empty wallets and a nagging sense of financial anxiety. And here's the thing, this isn't just about saving for a rainy day. It's about setting yourself up for the kind of financial freedom most people dream of but never achieve. It's about having options, being able to pursue your passions, and not feeling trapped by your financial situation. But what if I told you that you could have complete control over your finances with just a few simple steps every month? Let's dive into exactly how you can create a monthly budget that works, like really works. Alright, let's get down to business. The first step to creating a budget that actually works is knowing how much money you're working with. I'm talking about getting real with your income. And I mean, not the number you see on your paycheck before taxes, not what you were making, but the cold, hard cash that hits your bank account every month. This means factoring in everything, your salary, any side hustles you've got going on, maybe even that monthly allowance your grandma still sends you. Thanks, Grandma. Write it all down, add it up, and that, my friends, is your starting point. Now I know what you're thinking. Graham, this seems obvious. But trust me, you'd be surprised how many people skip this crucial step. They overestimate their income, underestimate their expenses, and then wonder why their budget goes bust faster than a YouTuber trying to film a video in a hurricane. Remember, we're building a solid foundation here. And just like you wouldn't build a house on shaky ground, you don't want to build a budget on inaccurate numbers. So be honest with yourself, be thorough, and get that income figure locked down tight. Once you've got that, you're ready to move on to the next step, which is... This, my friends, is where the rubber meets the road. Tracking your spending is like holding up a mirror to your financial habits. It can be eye-opening, even a little scary, but ultimately, it's the key to unlocking a whole new level of financial control. And I'm not talking about just glancing at your bank statements every now and then. I'm talking about tracking every single dollar that leaves your wallet. Think of it like this. You wouldn't try to lose weight without tracking your calories, right? Well, you can't expect to get your finances in shape without tracking your spending. Every coffee, every snack, every online impulse buy, it all adds up. And trust me, those small expenses have a sneaky way of turning into big leaks in your financial ship. Now I know what you're thinking. Graham, this sounds tedious. And yeah, it can be a bit of a pain at first, but here's the thing. There are tons of apps out there that make tracking your spending easier than ever. You can literally link your bank accounts and credit cards, and the app will do most of the work for you. Or if you're old school like me, you can always go the pen and paper route. Just grab a notebook, create a simple spreadsheet, or download a budgeting template online. The method doesn't matter as much as the commitment to tracking, because here's the deal. Once you start tracking your spending, you'll start to see patterns. You'll start to understand where your money is actually going, and you'll be able to make informed decisions about where you want it to go instead. Okay, now that you've got a handle on your income and you're tracking your spending like a financial detective, it's time for the ultimate showdown, needs versus wants. This is where we separate the essential expenses from the nice-to-haves, the must-pays from the maybe-laters. Now, this might seem simple in theory, but in practice, it can get a little tricky. Because let's be real, sometimes those wants can feel an awful lot like needs, right? That daily latte, that new gadget, that subscription box you haven't opened in months, they all whisper sweet promises of happiness and fulfillment. But here's the thing. True happiness and fulfillment don't come from material possessions or fleeting indulgences. They come from financial security, from the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're in control of your money, not the other way around. So how do you tell the difference between a need and a want? Ask yourself this. If I couldn't afford this item, would it seriously impact my ability to live my life? If the answer is yes, then it's probably a need. Think rent, groceries, utilities, transportation, and debt payments. If the answer is no, then it's probably a want. And listen, there's nothing wrong with having wants. We all deserve to enjoy life and treat ourselves from time to time. The key is to be mindful about how much of your income you're allocating to those wants and to make sure they're not eating into your ability to meet your needs and achieve your financial goals. Alright, now that you've got your needs and wants sorted out, it's time to create a spending plan that aligns with your financial goals. This is where we set spending limits for each category, giving you a clear roadmap for where your money should be going each month. Now I know what you're thinking. Graham, spending limits? That sounds about as fun as a root canal. But trust me, setting spending limits isn't about depriving yourself or living like a monk. It's about being intentional with your money, making conscious choices about what's important to you, and freeing yourself from the stress of overspending. Think of it like this. When you go grocery shopping with a list, you're more likely to stick to your budget and avoid impulse buys, right? Well, setting spending limits is like creating a shopping list for your entire life. It helps you stay focused, prioritize your spending, and avoid those "how did I spend that much on takeout" moments at the end of the month. So, how do you set realistic spending limits? Start by looking back at your tracking data from step 2. How much have you been spending in each category? Are there any areas where you can cut back without feeling deprived? Remember, even small changes can make a big difference over time. Once you have a good understanding of your spending patterns, you can start setting limits for each category. Be realistic, but also be challenging. Push yourself to see if you can trim a little fat here and there. You might be surprised by how much you can save without drastically changing your lifestyle. Alright, we're almost there. You've tracked your spending, separated your needs from your wants, set spending limits, and now you're ready to conquer the world of personal finance, right? Well, almost. Here's the thing about budgets. They're not meant to be set in stone. Life is unpredictable. Unexpected expenses pop up, emergencies happen, and sometimes you just really need to splurge on that spontaneous weekend getaway. And that's okay. The key is to be flexible and adjust your budget as needed. Think of your budget as a living, breathing document, something that evolves and adapts to your changing needs and circumstances. Every month, take some time to review your spending, see how you did against your limits, and make adjustments for the following month. Did you go over budget in a certain category? No worries, it happens to the best of us. Figure out why you overspent and see if there are any adjustments you can make for the next month. Did you come in under budget? Awesome. Give yourself a pat on the back and consider putting those extra savings towards your financial goals. The point is, budgeting isn't about being perfect. It's about being proactive, making informed decisions about your money, and course-correcting along the way. So, embrace the flexibility, roll with the punches, and remember, a budget that's adjusted regularly is a budget that's more likely to stick. Alright, we've arrived at the final step, and it's a game changer. This, my friends, is where budgeting goes from good to great, from simply managing your money to building real wealth. I'm talking about automating your savings. Now, I know what you're thinking. Graham, you're always talking about automation. What's the big deal? Well, here's the deal. Automating your savings is like putting your financial life on autopilot. It takes the guesswork, the willpower, and the temptation out of saving money. Think of it like this. When you automate your savings, you're essentially paying yourself first. Before you even have a chance to spend that money on other things, it's already whisked away into your savings account, working hard to grow your wealth. And the best part? You don't even have to think about it. Once you set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings account, the money just magically appears in your savings every month, like clockwork. So how do you get started with automating your savings? It's easier than you think. Most banks allow you to set up automatic transfers online or through their mobile apps. Simply choose how much you want to transfer, how often you want to transfer it. I recommend doing it every time you get paid, and voila, you're officially on the path to financial freedom. So, there you have it. A monthly budgeting plan that's simple, effective, and guaranteed to make a difference in your life. Remember, budgeting isn't about restricting yourself. It's about designing a life It's about freedom, choice, and creating financial independence. By taking control of your finances, you're taking control of your future. You're no longer at the mercy of your impulses or your circumstances. You're the CEO of your own financial empire, making strategic decisions that will benefit you for years to come. And if you're ready to take the next step in your financial journey, check out my video on budgeting for beginners, save more, spend less, where we dive even deeper into practical ways to save big on everyday expenses. Hit that subscribe button if you want more tips on building wealth and taking control of your financial future. You've got this.